have some ice out and about, but that's a little bit later on in the day. So look in James chapter 3. Are you there? James chapter 3. All right. And I would implore you to share this lesson with at least 3 people in this coming week. All right? At least 3 people at home, at work, in your family, among your friend group. I want you to share this lesson with at least 3 people. Amen. This is going to bless you, and it's going to position you so that you can be a blessing. Hallelujah. All right. So as you're looking in James chapter 3, I want you to write this out. Write this out. We're about to work on maximum productivity. We're going to look in James chapter 3. I want to give you a principle around productivity. So write this out, and then we'll jump right in, look at a couple of videos, and then perhaps have some conversation around this area of productivity and fruitfulness. All right. The principle of productivity, let me give it to you, is God's plan to propel properly positioned people. Don't run, don't shout. The principle of productivity is God's plan to propel properly positioned people progressing in their prioritized purpose. The principle of productivity is God's plan to propel who properly position what? People. What about them? Progressing in their prioritized purpose. By particular principles, just tell your neighbor, he loves words that begin with the letter P. By particular principles, promoting the passionate pursuit that produces a process that produces a process that prompts peak performance. In the plan of God. Nobody's running. The principle of productivity is what God's plan to propel. Jesus. Just say the word propel. Properly position people progressing in their prioritized purpose by particular principles promoting the passionate pursuit that produces a process that prompts peak performance in the plan of God. That word propel, properly position people. That's what God wants you and me to know. He wants to propel us when we are properly positioned. Sounds like a branch producing fruit. This is the principle of productivity. And I want to work on this today. Are you looking in James chapter 3? I want you to pay attention as we look in James chapter 3. And it is significant that James begins the chapter by cautioning believers to not strive to be teachers, to be masters, verse 1. Because there is a greater condemnation associated with that role. All right? This is significant. My brethren, be not many masters. It's a word for teachers. Why? Knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation or the stricter judgment. Don't jump into this. Don't desire this. Don't long to do this. All right? Because there is a stricter judgment attached to it. All right? This is significant. For verse 2 says, for in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is what? A perfect man. And able also to bridle what? The whole body. He says, if any man stumble, look in verse 2. That word offend, stumble, right? He says, we can, all right? If any man what? Stumble. For in many things we stumble, all. If any man stumble not in word, the same is a perfect or mature or complete man, and able what? Also to bridle the what? Whole body. Is that impacting anybody? All right? That the stumbling, tripping that happens in verse 2, James said the key here is not in word. He says you'll know if you are mature based on whether or not you keep stumbling or tripping up based on your words. Behold, verse 3, look what he says. Watch the transition. Whole body, verse 2, verse 3. Behold, we put bits in what?
The horse's mouth.
The horse's mouths. We, whole body people, what do? We put bits in the horse's mouths that they may what?
Obey us.
Obey us. And we turn about what?
Their whole body.
Their whole body. Is anybody seeing a connection here? Do we have whole body in verse 2 and verse 3? Humans in verse 2. Believers in verse 2, right? Children of God in verse 2. Animals in verse 3. Behold also the ships, which though they be so great and are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Huh? He says, every ship has a captain. Someone whose job it is to direct that ship as a pilot. And that ship therefore has a rudder that the captain uses. Even so, verse 5, the tongue is what? Is what? A little member. Watch the contrast. And boasteth what? Great things. Behold, how great a matter a little what? Fire kindleth. Does that end with an exclamation point? He said the tongue is a little member and boasteth great things. Is that right?
Yes.
But he said, behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. Just one match can destroy a whole forest. The California fires. That one match, one ember, one, anybody been camping? And one little campfire and an ember that the wind carries off. You remember Smokey? Huh? They don't remember Smokey. Huh? Right? And look at what James does. He links a small fire that destroys a big forest with the tongue. And the tongue is a fire. Verse 6, does it say that? Are my glasses deceiving me? It says, and the tongue is a fire. Let me read it without them. Read it with them. A world of iniquity, so is the tongue among our members, that it defileth the whole body, and setteth on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. At this very moment, I am dealing with individuals, numerous individuals, who run the gamut of being damaged by a tongue. For some, it's bullying. For others, it's being shot or shooting someone. It's no longer a fair one. It's no longer a fight after school. Now it's an all-out mob. It's a rumble. It doesn't matter where it happens, where it goes down. And how many know some of us are damaged right now? I don't have no help here. Some of us have damaged somebody with our tongues. It's a little, but it is a fire that when it is released, it tends to burn down everything. And James is clear. He says, and set on fire the course of nature, and it is set on fire of hell. James, what are you saying to me? Huh? What does hell have to do with the tongue? Hell, the tongue. Hell, the tongue. What does hell have to do with the tongue? He says, for every kind of beast and of birds and of serpents and of things in the sea is tamed and have been tamed of mankind. You have your dog on the leash. How many have ever had a dog?
Right.
And you tame your dog, don't you? Yeah, he says, but the tongue, verse 8. Read the word, somebody. Can what?
No man.
No man tame. It is an unruly evil. You can't leash it. You can't cordon it off. You can't fence it in. Shout somebody. You can't build a big enough wall.
Yes.
Nobody's making that connection. He says it is full of what? Deadly poison. Therewith, come on believers, Christians, children of God, with this tongue full of deadly poison, therewith bless we God, even the Father, and therewith curse we men, which are made after the similitude or likeness of God. Out of the same mouth proceeded blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be. Doth, come on, a fountain send forth at the same place sweet water and bitter. It's one. I thought I had some help in here today. It's one. Can the fig tree, here we go, my brethren, bear olive berries? Fig, olive. Is it a question? Either a vine, figs. So can no fountain yield salt water and what? Fresh. It's one or the other. Who is a wise man and endued with knowledge among you? Let him show out of a good conversation lifestyle his works with meekness of what? Wisdom. But if ye have bitter envying and strife, jealousy, where? In your hearts, glory not. Is that what verse 14 says? Don't brag about that. And lie not what? Against the truth. It's in your heart. This wisdom descended not from above, but is what? Earthly, come on. Sensual, come on. Devilish. Is that in the word?
Yes, it is.
It is demonically inspired. For where envying and strife is, there is confusion and what? Every evil work. Has somebody come to do some work today? Show me somebody that is self-seeking. I'll show you there's going to be continual confusion and every evil work. But look at what the word says. But the wisdom that is from above, not from hell, not demonic, is first pure, come on, Then what? Peaceable, come on. Gentle, come on. And easy to be entreated. Somebody give God praise for the word.
Thank you, Lord.
Easy to be entreated. That is, it garners quick cooperation.
Yes.
Full of mercy. Help me somebody. And what? Good fruits. Good what? Fruits without partiality and without hypocrisy. There's no act being put on here. Now give me my verse, everybody. Let me have it at the same time. Verse 18. Come on, let's read it together. And the fruit. Say what? The fruit of righteousness. Say what? He's dealt with good fruits. Verse 12, the fig tree. We can't have a fig tree, my brethren, producing olives. We can't have a vine, figs. A fountain can't yield salt and fresh. No. He's dealt with good fruits in verse 17. And he ends the chapter talking about the fruit of what? Righteousness. Yes. The fruit of what? Righteousness. James chapter 3. Somebody clap your hands and thank God for the word. I said clap your hands and thank God. He's helped us with conflict resolution. James has given us an important principle in the area of successfully solving our situations. And this is what James is saying in essence. In James chapter 3, he's saying, if you can get your mouth heart under control, then you will dramatically decrease the conflicts you find yourself in needing to get out of. So it is the will of God to so mature us that we decrease the number of skirmishes, fights, arguments that we get ourselves into. I need the Lord to help me get out of some stuff. And the Lord says, I would prefer to help you not get into it in the first place. I need somebody to say yes. I not only came in the church today to get some help with how to navigate the conflicts that I find myself in, but I'm finding out that it is the